Hey, it's Jeff. I am at Tim's Ford State Park. I'm getting ready to do the Evans Loop Trail. Got 4 miles to get to the Backcountry site where I'll be hanging out for a couple of days. And excited to do this. Really nice day. It's like in the 80s. But here in the woods, it's really breezy and cool right now. So we shall see. Back up behind me, the top of the trail here, there's a church, and the lady at the desk at the camp, at Tim's Ford Camp Visitor Center, said it's okay to park there for a couple of days. So, pretty cool. Some guy in a red truck that pulled up and just sat there and watched me. It was kind of creepy. But as soon as I started, I threw my pack on, I got my poles, and started to come down the trail. He drove off, so hopefully my car's there in a couple of days. If not, some guy in a dark red Chevy truck took it. Anyway, let's get going. So as I previously mentioned in my gear video, that my wife and son and I came out here and did the first mile of this just to check it out. I really dug it. Just the how wooded it is compared to a couple of other places we've gone. I know it's weird to say about hiking in the woods, but yeah, there's just like a lot of cool areas, a lot of elevation changes. Not too intense elevation changes, but it's pretty rad. I'm stoked. So here we go. Some really cool, tall, straight trees through here. Like just giant trees for Tennessee, at least. I know there are no redwoods, but it's just cool to see that. And I did read on All Trails recently that there was some downed trees. We saw these last time we were here, but it looks like they'd cut through them last time we were here. So they've cleared the trail, it seems like. Big ass tree. Alright, barely started and remembered that I forgot to put on my bug wipe, and I still need to do some more stretching, so let's do that. And I don't know if I caught them. There was about 5 or 6 deer that just ran off up the hill there. I know this circles back around, like goes down that way and then comes back around on the shoreline. Maybe I'll see him again, get a chance to get some photos or video or something at least. There's a ton of cobwebs out today. Looks like I'm the first one on the trail, or the only one. I don't know if this is a very popular trail. Last time we were here, we didn't see anybody, so oh well. We're carrying on. Alright, not even, probably close to half a mile in. Saw the deer right after I stretched back there. Came around the corner, the bend like I was talking about. earlier. Cobwebs everywhere. And to my right, a buck, like a really young buck, jumped away. So I sit there for a second and was just watching and waiting. Didn't even see there was a second buck, like right up the hill from me, just watching me. He snorted really loud and then bolted off somewhere. There's a big field up there at the top of the ridge, so they're probably just hiding right along the edge of the field. But anyway, like I said, half mile. We're there. I don't know if it's backwards for y'all. Half mile mark. 3.5 to go. All right. It's pretty level through here, which is pretty cool. It's nice that it's broken up by some elevated spots. Now, if you see me doing this with my poles every once in a while, it's because cobwebs. So many cobwebs. Yeah, hoping to see the deer again. It's a whole little pod. I don't know, what do you call a group of deer? I don't know. At least 2 bucks that I saw, but there was 3 or 4 more earlier. All right, back to it. This is a cool little area. Giant trees. Then the trail curves up to the left. Pretty rad environment. This is some sort of runoff area. It goes down through there, down to the lake probably. Alright, back at it. Alright, just came down this hill full of so many cobwebs. Here's another drainage runoff thing. Actually got some pipes, plastic pipes buried in the ground. But it looks like it drains out to the lake, which is right there. Now I got this big hill to climb. Alright. So many spiders. Spider webs. It was ridiculous. I was laughing because it was like my trekking poles were covered. I found 2 spiders on my trekking poles. Don't know what they were. But yeah, my hands were just like wrapped in webs. I'm trying to like windshield wiper them down as I go, but as soon as I do one, I walk into another one, so crazy. All right, I took a break a little while ago, just like 10 minutes ago, grabbed some water after going through most of the cobwebs, because I was just like drenched in sweat and worn out from just like windshield wiping. Oh, man. All right. I think around 2 mile mark, I'll probably stop and have a snack or something. I started at 11:30 a.m. this morning, and I had like a protein drink for breakfast. It was high protein, low carbs. And then as soon as I got to the park, I had a vanilla Huel, one of the ready to drink things. So it's high carbs, high fat. Decent amount of protein, but trying to carb up before the hike. Also, I should mention, I have a thing called Meniere's disease, which is an inner ear disorder, which affects my balance, especially if I have too much sodium. So I have to watch my sodium intake, which is really hard when hiking. I'm going to talk while I walk. Really hard to watch your sodium when backpacking, because all of the meals that are like the freeze-dried, the Mountain House and all that stuff, all of them are really high in sodium. And I can only have approximately 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day. So that works out obviously to about 500 milligrams per meal. So look at one of those pre-made meals, how much sodium's in it per serving. My guess is anywhere from 800 to 1,000 or more. But I have found, more cobwebs. This is me knocking them down. I have found there's a company called Good to Go out of Maine, and a lot of their meals are 500 milligrams or less per serving, which is nice. And I always try to get single serving size so I know exactly how much sodium I'm getting, because if I get like one that's 800 milligrams for the container and it's 2 servings, it's 400 milligrams per serving. But I can guesstimate how much half of the meal is. But if I'm by myself, I'm wasting the other half until I eat it later or whatever. So anyway, I like a single serving, 500 milligrams or less sodium. Alright, there's a big downhill coming up, and there's the lake again. I don't know if you see like the muddy water right down there, and then the lake through there. But I'm going to shut this off so I can concentrate on my downhill without falling. Right, I just came around this corner here, and there's this big open area. It's pretty rad. Cool canopy, cool colors. Like this would actually be a really cool spot to camp, but they don't have a site set up, so you can't camp here. And actually right over here would be pretty cool too. Like clear out some of that brush. But as I came around the corner, I got my first glimpse of the lake, which I don't know if you can actually see through the trees or not. But everything up to this point has just been little inlets. So it's pretty rad to see that coming around the corner. Yeah, so cool to see the lake. See across the lake right now. Cobwebs in my nose, gross. Still no sign of the deer that I saw earlier, but should be coming up. Oh man, fucking Mirkwood. Excuse my language. Mirkwood forest here. Ow. Shit, I just get bit. Oh man, I wish I knew what kind of spiders these were. I'm just covered in webs. Sorry. Oh man. All right. Cool to see the lake. Yeah, it's just a beautiful day. A little sweaty. I think that's just from fighting all the cobwebs. It's not really very hot. Anyway, I'm gonna get up here around the 2-mile mark, take a break, eat a Cliff Bar or something, drink some more water, and we'll continue on. Cobwebs. Alright, 1.5 miles in, shoreline trail, boom, there's the lake. Super, this is the closest I've been so far. So 1.5 miles in. If you need water, this would probably be a good spot to refill and filter some water. Probably have to go back down from the sign and try to get down in there maybe to get some water, but it could be done. Man, it's a nice view. right into that cobweb. Whew. Damn. So many cobwebs. Jeez. Seriously, I'm gonna name this video my trip through Markwood Forest. I should say it is. I should say it is a Monday, so I highly doubt that there's been anybody out on this trail. If they were, it was super early, and they missed all the cobwebs. More spiders. Let's see if I can get this guy on camera. I can't really focus on him. He's moving too much. This little white guy. It's pretty ground vegetation on this side of this hill. Pretty rad. And coming to around another inlet in the lake. Another inlet that comes all the way down here. Goes under this bridge, so it looks like it's an outlet for like a creek or something. Little ravine. Ooh. This guy's been stripped of his bark. Wish I had some of that bark. So interesting. The bridge is out. So, where does the trail go? Time to consult my map. Alright, so I think I'm right around the 2-mile mark, but this bridge back here is out, and I wasn't sure if this path was the new trail and it just wrapped around or what, so I walked up that way a little bit, and basically this turns into, this is like an access road, it looks like, because it widens out and there's definitely tire tracks. So I came back, I didn't go too far. So now that I'm back, coming this way, I see the yellow blaze over there on the tree, and I feel like something's on my neck. It might be my necklace. Anyway, so I gotta figure out how to cross this ravine, whatever, creek bed. But it looks like it's just steep on this side, but it looks like over there I can come back up. So we'll try it. Alright. There's the bridge. Looks like a tree fell on it or something. It's definitely not. I don't know exactly what's wrong with it. Maybe on the end. Looks like there's some wooden planks that are jacked up over there, but alright, so this doesn't look steep, but it's pretty steep. So I'm just gonna try to get down it as safely as possible. we shall see. So, made it down this bank over here. It doesn't look steep, but it's pretty steep, especially right there where it drops off. I basically had to control my way down with my trekking poles to there, and then just kind of jump to the bottom up here. This wasn't very steep, but definitely this is the right way. There's a blaze. It'd been nice if the lady at the desk would have told me about it, but they might. Obviously, somebody knows because there's caution tape. But I don't really know what's going on with this. Maybe they fixed it and they just gotta add some railings or something. I don't know. I don't know. More cobwebs. Alright, there's the blaze I saw from the other side. So, on the right path. More cobwebs. More cobwebs. Alright, I'm gonna find a spot to rest, take a break, eat a Cliff Bar, drink some water, that kind of stuff. Maybe at the top of this ridge. We'll see. This would be why it's called the Shoreline Trail. Fish out there, chilling in the sun. Smells like manure. I wonder if there's cows nearby, or just deer come down here to drink and take a crap. Probably the latter. Alright, so came over that bridge, came around this corner, came to this pretty rad view of the lake here. Comes right up to the shore. And I decided this would be a good spot to take a break. So, charging up my phone, anchor. Gonna plop down here, enjoy the view, have a little snack. Stretch my knee out too. It's starting to bother me. My IT band on my left leg is usually tight, so I'm going to stretch it out a little bit while I'm here resting. Alright, here's something interesting. So this is where I stopped to take my break. Back up the trail until I didn't notice it. Up this hill, there's two canoes, or kayaks, up there, which is interesting. I'll go check it out, see what that's all about. There's definitely a path here. Wonder if it's for the rangers. Weird. Maybe they can hike into here, grab a kayak, and paddle out to wherever they need to go from here. I don't know. Weird. Alright, time to do some stretching. So my guesstimate was correct. I just stopped down this hill and around the corner for my break. Had a Cliff Bar. Charged up my phone again because doing all these videos is draining it pretty quickly. Did some stretching. Came up the hill, 2 mile mark. Pretty cool. It's warmed up a little bit. The sun's overhead. It's like almost 2 o'clock, I think. But so back to it. Up above the lake, if you can see it down there. Let's get it. Let's get it. Get her done. Looking forward to getting to camping and setting up. Not that I'm not enjoying this. I'm just tired of the cobwebs. Alright, 2.5 miles. This last half mile was pretty gnarly. Oh, I hear some talking. Somebody's on the lake. I haven't seen anybody on the trail. So I wonder where they're at. The trail is covered in cobwebs, so nobody's been down it. But anyway, I'm at the 2.5 mile mark. This last half mile is definitely less traveled. It looks more like you can see the path there, barely. Just looks more like an animal trail than anything. So it looks like people just walk the 2 miles and back for the most part. Because this is definitely less worn. Alright. My knee's bothering me a little bit, even after stretching. It's a lot of downhill on this last half mile. And that has been getting to my knee, the outside of my left knee, like where my IT band connects. So I'll have to do some more stretching tonight. Brought a cork ball as well to like roll out my muscles, so I might have to try that on my IT band. Yeah, I hear a boat, so somebody's doing some fishing or something. But all right, onward. All right. So just past the 2.5 mile mark is a weight bench. It looks like a weight bench. The lake is way down there. So how the hell did this get up here? Weird. Anyway, just past the 2.5 mile mark. If you need to take a break, do some curls. There's a bench for you. Alright, another conundrum. Trail comes along here, and then does it cross here and go back, or does it continue that way? Nothing's really well marked right here, so I don't see any blazes up that way. Ah, I see one right there on this little tree right here. That little tree. So when in doubt, stop, look around, retrace your steps if you have to, and check a map. Hey, I see some people over there fishing. Man, there's spiderwebs galore. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a prime example of what I've been walking through all day so far. See these massive spider webs, whatever that spider is. Can't really tell from this side, but all day. So the ground cover, I've noticed, has changed a little bit, maybe because the trail is less traveled this way or something, but a lot more of these ferns, I guess. I don't know, all along the trail. Oh, giant spider web. You can't see it, but my phone is covered in cobwebs. Hilarious. Alright, I'll stop complaining about the cobwebs. Looking forward to getting to the campsite and checking it out. Still walking along the lake. I don't know where the fisherman went. I basically was on that side and came back around this side. I guess he trolled off somewhere else, but onward, onward. I think I'm about 3 miles in. It's very pretty out here. Alright, 3 miles in. Time for a water break. I'm starting to hear mosquitoes too, which is wonderful. Lake's down there. I came from there. Going up that way somewhere. So I had this liter of water that I filled up in my Catadine Be-Free collapsible bottle. And I filled up, so I had 2 liters of water this morning. Finished the first liter around the 2 mile mark when I took that break. And then I dumped everything from the Catadine into here. It was just tap water from home. But man, it tastes different. It's weird. Like, this was straight tap water, and then the other one through the Catadine was filtered tap water. But it actually tastes more chlorinated after it's filtered, which is weird. And then I took the Catadine and just filled it up there in the lake for later. Hoping there's a decent water source beside, obviously the lake's here, but at the campsite, like within walking distance, like close by walking distance, not obviously 5 miles, 4 miles, whatever, you know what I mean. But I've got my knock 2-liter bag. I'll fill that up just for tonight and fill up both my bottles just to have the cooking and everything. But all right, onward. All right, about, I think I'm close to 3.5 miles. Haven't seen the marker yet, but I just came from over there, the other side of the hill, down the hill, across the ravine, and then did some switchbacks up to where I'm at now. There's some sort of like clearing field, something up there. Just right on the other side of the tree line here. But we're still going this way. Still see the lake, which is good. All the spider webs are down low. I know I said I'd stop complaining, but as this gets more overgrown and less traveled, there's more and more webs to go through and get tangled in constantly. It's definitely a lot hotter now. More muggy. The mosquitoes are definitely coming out more. Swarming around my head, in my face, in my eyes. But I'm curious about this campsite. Right now it seems like I'm going farther away from the lake, or up from it. Like the lake's right down over there, I can still see it, but it just feels like this is winding up and away from it. Haven't seen a blaze in a minute. I don't see one up ahead. Check the map. Alright, so basically did a bunch of switchbacks, come up the ridge, about, I don't know, a third of the way up it. There's the lake though. And the trail's cleared up a little bit. There's a section back there that was definitely overgrown. I had to kind of bushwhack through it with my trekking poles. But so far so good. My knee's still sore. I stopped and stretched it a little bit more. All this stopping and starting with the cobwebs does not help. It jars my knee a little bit. And yeah, in this section, like since mile 2.5, the blazes have become, there's one whole section back there where the blazes were just faded or chipped off or upside down or that kind of thing. I didn't see blazes for a bit, but there's one here. I can turn around. I can see one right back there too. So that's good. Hopefully they're getting better quality or whatever. Oh, cool. There's an opening for the lake. Check it out. And the A bunch of tiny trees growing through here. And the grass is, it's more grassy now. Just cool how, it's really subtle, but just cool how the scenery's changing a bit as I go. Even though I'm in the same climate, same region, same everything. Obviously, same 4 miles. Pretty rad. Alright, just walked through Mosquitoville. Threw my buff on over my head, just kind of like powered through it. But there's like 2 or 3 huge swarms of mosquitoes, which sucks. Anyway, relaxing sounds of the waves. Some jet boat just went by, ski boat or something. Maybe a fishing boat, I don't know, I didn't notice it, but right near the water again. But I wanted to show, I keep doing this, close up. Wanted to show what I was talking about with the trail kind of getting overgrown, because it's definitely not used as much out here. So, you can see the trail. Definitely got some overgrowth going on here. Somebody on a jet ski. Maybe that's what I heard earlier, but yeah. Definitely walking through some sections where it's grown over a bit. Just saw a blaze, that's good. This is pretty. This little tunnel. It's like my own green tunnel. Definitely pretty through here. So far, I really dig this trail. Like I said, my wife and son and I did the first mile last week. I really like the elevation changes. Or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, I don't know. Really like the elevation changes that we experienced within that first mile. But man, doing the whole thing, all 4 miles or 5 miles or whatever it officially is. The sign said 4, but I think all trails shows 7. It's very, very cool. I'm digging it. Alright, 3.5 mile mark, which means the next half mile or so I should be finding the campsite. Oh, man, I don't know if you can see them. There's a bunch of mosquitoes flying around right there. Hopefully I don't have to deal with too much of that tonight, but I'll start a fire, create some smoke, try to smoke them out a little bit. And then, all else fails, I've got my mosquito head net to sleep in, but I'll be in the tent anyway, so. Alright, this uphill, I'm gonna need both hands, so turning it off. So here's a lesson. Always ask what color blazes your whole trail is. So we got yellow straight ahead, right? So we go straight ahead, which I thought was that way, but apparently it's this way. So I went maybe half a mile that way because it said straight, and I went straight through there and then just followed the new trail going that way. But apparently there's a blue trail that goes that way, and that blaze should say go right. So we're going right and looking for a yellow blaze, hopefully. I was wondering why I hadn't found the campsite yet, and that the blazes turned blue. So now we know. Also, there's a bunch of these pink ribbons. Don't know what those are for. Alright, looking for the campsite soon. More fun. Back where we were, like half an hour later or so. So previously I said, came from that way, and the arrow said to go straight. We went that way because it's a blue blaze trail, when actually we should have gone back this way. But here's another fun lesson. Always look for landmarks, mental landmarks. I saw this tree. This is kind of funny. This tree with this big V shape opening at the bottom. I'm like, oh, it's a vagina tree. So I get this screw up with the blue blaze, end up going back that way, and then I see my vagina tree that I saw earlier, and that let me know I was going the wrong way. So now I'm back here at this screwed up intersection. Now I know I need to go down that way, but there is no yellow blaze telling me to go that way. Super frustrating. It's like almost 4:30 p.m. I started around 11:30. It's pretty frustrating. But anyway, this is where I'm supposed to go. I know where I'm at now. Thanks All Trails for working when there's no signal. Alright, so I want to find this campsite and get this backpack off me. I had to take another break and stretch my knee a lot because it was really bothering me. So lots of rest tonight and tomorrow for my knee. Hopefully there's a water source nearby because I have 1.5 liters to get me through the night. So here we go. Hey, blazes. There's a lot of spots on this trail after 3.5 miles where the blazes are lacking. But we made it. Evans Loop Backcountry Campsite. This is home the next couple of days. Let's go check it out. There's supposed to be a fire pit back here. Well, here we go. We made it. Of course, cobwebs. Sweet. That's cool, the little board there. Place to sit. Little fire pit. Oh man. Guess I'm gonna set my tent up over here. I guess. Doesn't look like any dead trees up above. This is interesting. What this is all about. Who knows? Alright, let's get camp set up. And then I guess I'll start gathering some firewood. Try to get some of those mosquitoes to go away. Alright, made it to camp. Oh, there's a butterfly. It's 6 o'clock exactly right now. I got my tent set up and got the beginnings of a fire going. Mainly just to get some smoke. I put some wet stuff in there too just to get it really smoky because the mosquitoes were getting bad. So I have a water problem. I have a liter and this. And I was planning on doing some boiling, some cooking tonight. I might still. In the morning, I could just have like a Cliff Bar or whatever, but I definitely want to tomorrow. I've got enough water for tonight, no problem. Tomorrow, get up, have some breakfast, and then continue down the trail. I think it goes right down to the water line. I'm hoping. That way I can just fill up 4 liters of water. So, but I've got enough for tonight. I'm just gonna relax. Yeah, I need to get some sodium back in me because I sweat so much today. Just really frustrated that I had to basically track double back basically twice because those stupid blazes weren't set up properly. Or they're set up, but it would be great if one just gave you like that. You need to take a hard left here. Anyway, enough complaining. I'm here to relax. So let's cook some food. Oh, I don't know if you can see it there. I hung the my food bag line up, so I'm gonna eat and then hang my food up. So, all right. Alright, for dinner I decided I'm just going to eat one of these yellowfin tunas in extra virgin olive oil. They're really, really good for a snack or like lunch or whatever, but like I said, I don't think I want to boil anything tonight. So I'm just going to have this and my ridiculous pack of crackers that I hiked in for some reason, because I'm silly. Anyway, I'm just gonna have this for dinner, chill out a bit, try to keep this fire going. All the wood is wet, it's rained recently, but anyway, smoky is good, less mosquitoes. Sun's going down, starting to go down at least. It's 6:19. Probably go to bed early because I'm so tired. Excuse me. Alright. Done with dinner. The tuna and crackers, basically. Got my food bag hung there. I use the PCT method. So, with the stick, and the carabiner, and this rope is not tied off to anything. So, it's up there. I know it's really close to my campsite, which is literally right here, but I think I'll be okay. There aren't any bears around here, hopefully. Maybe some raccoons, but they'll have a hard time getting to that. So, campfires, barely hanging on. Like I said, everything's wet, which is frustrating, but I don't plan on staying up much past sundown, which is getting there. There's my pitiful fire. I did bring a couple of cigars, so I might have one of those, you know, to help ward off the mosquitoes with the smoke. So, we shall see. Alright, it is Tuesday morning, day 2. I got up. I didn't sleep very well. Woke up like 6 a.m. and the sun came up, but it's definitely foggy. You can kind of see it in the background. I got up around 2 to use the bathroom. Really foggy. It was kind of cool, kind of creepy. Got up with my headlamp on. Nothing but fog. Anyway, today got my food bag down, made some oatmeal on my little BRS stove. Can't really see it because I packed it away already. And I'm gonna go try to find water because I used like, I don't know, 3 ounces of water to make some oatmeal. So I have just about half of a liter of water left. So I'm gonna walk on down to the end of the trail. According to all trails, this is supposed to end at the lake, so I think it's like a half a mile down that way. We'll see. Hopefully there's water. If not, I'm going to probably pack it up and head back home today instead of staying another night. Because otherwise, it's 2 miles back to where I took that one break, where it's right by the water. That's the most accessible water. I might be able to get something a little closer, but I don't really think I can without some difficulty, without climbing down to the lake. So we'll see. Oh, also my knee was really, really stiff and sore last night while I was sleeping. It hurt to like straighten and move. And straighten my leg and bend my leg. But now that I'm up and I've stretched it a little bit, it's still really sore. But we'll see. I'm gonna unload everything out of my pack except for my water bottles and my CNOC bag, so I have something to carry them back in. And see how I do with that very small amount of weight on my knee. Anyway, birds are out. There's people out fishing already. 6 a.m. as soon as the sun was up. Before the sun was up. Last night, it was like, I don't know. It was dark, and people were still out on the boats. I could hear music, I could hear people laughing. Heard some gunshots. That was fun. But I think there's some hunting property around here. Anyway, I finished my breakfast and try to go find some water. Alright, breakfast is done. I did a bunch of stretching this morning. Trying to help my leg out a bit. Last night I hung my hiking clothes on this yellow line that was here already. It's a bad idea. Don't ever do that, even if you know it's not going to rain, because it still gets wet from all the moisture in the air, that kind of thing. And especially, like I talked about the fog earlier. Yeah, dumb idea. So all my clothes are pretty wet. But they're drying out pretty quickly so far. Alright, so I've got everything that I really need, like my ditty bag, first aid kit, and then my 2 water bottles and my 2-liter knock water bag loaded up. Everything else is in the tent because I don't want to carry a bunch of stuff with me, and we're gonna hike down the last, I don't know, half mile or so. It doesn't really say on the map, but looking at it, it looks like it's half a mile. down to the lake and try to find some water. So, wish me luck. Alright, just left camp to go look for water. I'm back out on the main trail. There's like a tree down back there. It's kind of out in the little small bit in the trail, but right past it, check out this tree. It is this massive branch coming out. That's so rad. There's the lake. Still a little foggy. But yeah, this is gorgeous through here. Huge tree. Very cool. It's a cool view of the lake. Can't really tell probably on my camera. Gonna have a campsite right there. Looks like somebody has. What the? There's the lake. Seriously. Why can't I set up camp down here? Maybe because it's too close to the water? I don't know. Man. We can definitely get some water. come back down here today. Just chill out. Read a book. Yes, I brought a book. Last night I actually thought about burning it just to get rid of the weight, because my knee was bothering me that bad. So I didn't want to carry it back out. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. I don't know if I got that. There's a heron right here. Ray Branch. I guess that's so boaters know where they're at, where they're going. Here's the lake. So I was just reminded that you can kayak over here to this campsite that I'm at. But here at the big Ray Branch sign is apparently where you come ashore. I was reminded that you can kayak over to this site. So here at the Ray Branch sign is where you come ashore. I'm not sure where you start from. I think it's back over there, maybe? I think this is the marina. I really don't know. But giant house on the hill. Anyway, pretty cool. I'm glad that the water is this close to the campsite. I filled up my 2-liter knock water bag and filled up my Catadine 1-liter. Drank a bunch of it already, trying to camel up, and refilled it, and then used it to filter the water into my smart water bottle, or whatever it's called. 1 liter there, so I've got 3 liters, and then I drank about another half a liter from my Catadine, so I'll refill that before I head back up to the camp. But I'm definitely probably going to come down here, definitely coming down here and having lunch today. Get out of the sun. While I was down here filling up water, I was reminded, when you fill up your water bottle, before you take a drink, before you filter it into another bottle or anything, wipe down the water that's on the outside of the bottle from filling it up, because you don't want any of that unfiltered water to drip into the other bottle that you're filling up, or the pot or the pan or whatever you're using, or into your mouth if you're drinking it directly from the filter bottle. Just wipe down all that excess water. Safety tip number 52. I don't know. Alright, filled up with water. Definitely coming back down here to have some lunch. Got some rocks to sit on. Somebody made a bench out of a couple of logs. Alright, so I came down the trail on this side over here, and it comes over to this fire pit sitting area, and then it says it goes this way, so I'm thinking it just loops back on itself. But we'll hike up it a little bit, and then if not, we'll just go back up our way. Lots of mosquitoes down here because it's so close to the lake. It's another fire pit. More. So many mosquitoes. Now I know why people don't camp down here. Alright, so my trail's over there. This trail's going this way. I think I'll just play it safe and go back up the one I know goes to camp. for now. Maybe I'll check this one out later. Back through the tunnel. I'm gonna see if I can watch. I can see the other trail right there. See where they come together, if they do. I love this little area. All these small trees make this little like tunnel you walk through. Really cool. Literally and figuratively. Alright, so I can still see the other trail. Now I'm veering off. So probably I don't know where it leads to. Trail goes left. Barely. Literally like a little S-curve. See, that's the kind of sign we needed back where I got lost. Alright. You don't think that other trail meets up with this one immediately. It just loops around, so back to camp. Alright. It is sometime, I don't know what time it is. 10:57. Just kind of sitting around the camp this morning after I got the water and came back up here. Definitely hear the boaters are out today. Heard a jet ski as well. Lots of fishing going on this morning. But I think I'm going to walk back down there and just kind of relax for a bit, read a book I brought with me like I mentioned earlier. This is the stuff I'm just going to take. I'm leaving all my pack and everything up here since it's so close by. But this is the stuff that I'll be taking. Just going to take a Cliff Bar to snack on. This is the book I'm reading last season about the park ranger who went missing in the High Sierras. I just started it, so it looks really good. I'm taking my Catadine Be Free to drink while I'm down there. I thought about taking my Life Water because I put some of my flavoring drops in there, but I want to be able to refill that while I'm down there, so I'm just taking it. And a good old butt pad, so just carry that stuff down there with me and just take one trekking pole. But everything else is just hanging out here at camp. Oh, I'll mention this too. People leave new trace is a thing. You should definitely do it. So I found a solar light. I found what looks like, I think, a Mountain House bag or something like that. I'll get a pickup. There's paracord tied to trees. This has a stick on it. Maybe. Oh, this is the hang packs, obviously. I'll leave this here for people. There's this long yellow line. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Maybe, I really don't know. Maybe for tarps. Probably leave that up too. And then over on this tree, there's some more paracord. There's more down here too. Probably leave the paracord. This is obviously for hanging something, but just people leaving crap around. Here's a cap to a water bottle, looks like, or bug spray or whatever. I keep on finding random. This is off of some food pack or something, but I've kind of just been picking it all up and trying to keep it in one space. And I'll pack it out with me. Because, leave no trace. The thing that cracks me up the most, though, is this solar light. Somebody brought solar lights out here. Just dumb. Just dumb. Alright, head back down to the water, do some reading, hang out, and then come back up here for lunch. Alright, grab my stuff, head back down to the water, do some reading, just relax, then probably come back up here and have lunch. Alright, it is Wednesday, day 3. It's like 7:30 in the morning. Beautiful haze over the lake. I'm heading out. I'm somewhere past the 3.5 mile mark, like heading out. So counting down basically from 4 miles. Last night was pretty rough. It rained, but anyway, probably not a ton of videos today because I'm trying to get out before noon because it's supposed to rain again. So here we go. So I was just recording and thought I was recording, but didn't hit the record button. Alright, so I took a break. What I was saying, I took a break back at the 2 mile mark, right around the 2 mile mark where I did on the way in, where I took a break on the way in, and got some water, took a break, took my shirt off, and it was totally drenched in sweat, and sat there for like 30 minutes, did some stretches. My knee's a little sore again, took some ibuprofen, ate a Cliff Bar, but it's pretty muggy today after the rain last night. It's just humid. It's not super hot right now, thankfully, but I'm doing about half a mile every 25 or 30 minutes, so that's pretty good pace, plus that 30-minute break, so it's not going to take me long to get out. I think I'm close to the 1 mile mark actually, but I was noticing that there's not a ton of blazes on the way out from like the campsite to like the 3 mile mark. I've noticed a few. They're not really the arrows. They're just like the little camper or hiker image, on the white background or yellow background. Man, can't think right. Worn out. But I did just notice on this tree there's yellow paint. So maybe I've just been missing them. Maybe they just need to paint the blaze a little better. Go back and touch them up. I don't know. But yeah, 3 miles in and on to the campsite. It's it needs to be spruced up a bit. We'll put it like that. More blazes, more obvious blazes. But I wonder how often they do it. How often they clean the trail. Anyway, onward. All right, we did it. Oh man, back at the church graveyard. Finally saw somebody. the last half mile, an older woman hiking. We joked about the cobwebs. She's like, "Have you been out here already? Why are there so many cobwebs?" I'm like, well, it's 2 days ago. But anyway, my car's still here, thankfully. And the red Chevy truck with the kid that thought I looked suspicious when I arrived. That's here. This must be the lady's truck with the kayak. Nice kayak. 2 kayaks. Anyway, that was fun. It was an adventure. Time to get this pack off, and get out of this wet shirt. I've been craving Sonic for the past hour and a half, so there's a Sonic on my way home. I want to stop and get a cheeseburger and some tater tots. Just refuel on some sodium. Alright. You can see me. More details to come.